7th day of the month of February. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki, popularly known as KOIKIMEDIA, one of the Yoruba self-determination campaigner. I'd like to welcome you once again into the broadcast as we go into the roadmap to the dissolution of what is known as Nigeria. If you're new to the platform, please share the program, invite your friends and family, and also let us continue to ask why we should remain as one entity called Nigeria. As I educate you, it is under the leadership of Professor Adebanji Akitoye, the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Campaign, under the leadership of Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho, and so many leaders that believe in the right of the Yoruba people to exit what is known as Nigeria. We will not stop. We will not get tired. We will continue to make sure that we use this media platform to enlighten, to wake up the spirit and the minds of many Yoruba people around the world, that we are not Nigerians. We are Yoruba thousands of years before the European came into the territory known as the kingdom or the empire. Once again, share the program, invite your friends.
KOIKIMEDIA, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn sálárà àgbáyé àwa ló yẹ sáàtì èdè ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o àwa gangan ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But we dey move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But we dey move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kodò bí àdó, ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó Odùduwà. Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Àwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé gbígbá yín jẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbásà lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó pọ̀jù ògbó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. KOIKIMEDIA, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. Àgbàdo rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi, ṣẹ́yìn lọ máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádémádé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ sájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà èèyàn dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o, Koiki Media, ṣàwa ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbétò lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o, tó ń kan jòkó lára ni. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrè gidi, Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. Òtútù alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sọdí kẹta. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. A dúró tán, a tó péré gèdè. KOIKIMEDIA, àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us the test. Is around to give us the test. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. KOIKIMEDIA is around to give us the test. KOIKIMEDIA.
Once again, a very good morning and happy Sunday. Shout out to my brother, the big one. I know whenever he's in the broadcast because he will always give us a very big donation on the super chat. Kunle Bakers, all the way in the continent. I say good morning. I always know when you are in the program, you make me excited when I see that super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Once again, separation is not a war. We do not want to be part of Nigeria. Nigeria is not a war to be part of. Many Yoruba people must now wake up and ask questions. Nigeria is holding us back, and it is now important that we exit Nigeria before Nigeria will eventually exit us. As we prepare for the Sunday program, my name again is OLAYOMI Koiki. We are live on the multiple channel. I'm still starting to set up the last two platforms, but I want us to listen to this particular conversation that was held during the launching of the Yoruba Youth website, which you can check on www.yorubayouth.org. Let me double check that. www.yorubanationyouth.org is a beautiful website that was launched yesterday. A lot of dignitaries were on the seat when that launching took place. Also important that we continue to say to the Nigerian government, we are not separatists. We are not those that wants to destroy Nigeria. We are those that are asking for the right of the Yoruba people. We would exit Nigeria either by peaceful means or by violent or diplomacy. We will use whatever means to exit Nigeria. You might not be one of those that is comfortable with the breakup of Nigeria. Nigeria was never a country until the British decided to call it a country. We have different ethnic groups that was matched together. We are Yoruba before Nigeria. We've been in existence thousands of years before the creation of Nigeria in 1914. We will continue to explain that to many of you that wants to save Nigeria. Nigeria is dead. Economic-wise is dead. Security-wise is dead. There's nothing to be proud of when it comes to Nigeria. So there is no point trying, to pretend as if Nigeria is worth saving. So for the benefit of you that have children abroad, remember that one day your children will get caught up and the pain will be too much for them. So as we want to go into the conversation, I want us to listen to a little bit of what was said yesterday by a very good brother, a comrade. It talks about so much things that many of you might never know when it comes to who we are as Yoruba. Remember, this is a mobile studio. That means I'm streaming from the house. There will be sometimes conversation that I have to speak with my children. There will be sometimes distraction. I am not running a full studio from outside my house. If you want me to have a full studio, you would all have to pay for that. It costs about £2,000 to get an office. That means I need a 1 year platform to say, go get a studio, but you'll have to pay for 1 year. If otherwise, just manage what we are streaming from, which is my home. I am streaming from London. In case you don't know, I don't live in Scotland. I live in England. United Kingdom is divided into three. There's Scotland, there's Wales, there's England. When they play football, three of them are represented. So I'm not too sure why many of you are so excited about the Nigeria playing football in AFCON. We can have our own team that will represent us in the future. We can build a better economy. Let me appreciate Professor Adebanji Akitoye for enlightening us about the history of who we are. Let's appreciate Dr. Oluyegbowo for standing firm against the marauders Fulani that wants to take away our territorial ground. As at yesterday again, there was another kidnap where a young girl, less than probably 3 years old, was left by the boss known as the GUC. All the passengers kidnapped, driver killed. Continue to say you want to save Nigeria, you will probably sink with Nigeria. But before we go further into the conversation, let us listen to this bit of history of who we are as Yorubas. This is Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Let's listen to Comrade George Akinola.
Biological youth, which ages vary between 18 and 29 years. Biological yẹn mean pé báwo ni àgọ́ ara ẹ ṣe rí? How are your internal organs? Your heart, your liver, your kidney, your gonads, your limbs. Ẹlòmíì ọmọ ọdún bíi ogún ó lé díẹ̀ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú bí àgọ́ ara ẹ ṣe rí ó dàbí ọmọ 70. So a lè pẹ́ nìyẹn ní youth. There's another one that don't pay ní chronological youth, chronological age. Eléyìí is based on the number of calendar years téèyàn ti gbé láyé. So ẹlòmíì sìn ó lè pé 40. A máa rò pé àwọn ò kì í ṣe youth mọ́, ó ti dàgbà jù, òun ò lè ṣe nǹkan kan. So age yẹn based on the calendar years tó ti kà ní. But there is the psychological youth. Ìyẹn wà measured based on self-perception. You are as old as you feel. Irú èmi ń sìn mo believe pé bóyá 17 ni mí, 18 ni mí. Because ara mi dá ṣáká, mo dẹ̀ dúró déédéé, mo dẹ̀ ready àti ja ìjà Yorùbá nation in any level. Each of us may, based on these categorizations, determine for ourselves whether we still consider ourselves as youth or not. Gbogbo ẹyẹ yan mi, our Yoruba nation is at war. We have been at war since 1823 when the Fulani entered the Ilorin, removed Afonja, the Yoruba ruler of Ilorin, by intrigue, subterfuge, and betrayal, and launched the Fulani invasion of Yoruba land. We have been at a war of attrition since 1914, when the British amalgamated us with some strange bedfellows and called us Nigeria. We are not Nigerians, we are Yoruba. We have been at war since the flag independence of 1960. The bequeathed federalism only lasted 2 faithful years. By 1963, it was Operation Wet here. Everywhere was set up place to demand the release of our imprisoned leader, Chief Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo of blessed memory. The chaos in the West ignited the Nigerian Civil War that claimed over 3 million lives. We have been at war since June 12, 1993, when Chief Moshood Kashima Wolawale Abiola, a Yoruba man, won the 1993 presidential election with a landslide but was not allowed to rule. His protest to claim his mandate led to his arrest and eventual death in detention. The ensuing unrest in Yoruba land led to 5 years of economic and social chaos, during which Nigeria was declared a pariah nation by the international community, and nothing was allowed to move until another Yoruba man, Olusegun Obasanjo, was declared president. We have been at war since Muhammadu Buhari became president of Nigeria in 2015, when he declared an unspoken war against the rest of Nigeria by unleashing his Fulani hordes on the people, killing, maiming, raping, abducting, and amputating people's limbs at random. His government equipped bandits and herdsmen with weapons of all shades and a war chest stretching into billions of naira. Our full potential as Yoruba can never be fully realized in a country like Nigeria, where we are hampered by a fraudulent constitution, where we share the same country with hostile and envious neighbors who ravenously covet our land and our God-given resources. Nigeria is a criminal, commercial, colonial enterprise of the British. It was not formed to benefit the indigenous. It was put together to further propagate British economic interests through the installation of successive gangster governments. Nigeria's continued survival must be resisted, because as long as Nigeria exists, Yoruba potential will continue to diminish. The Yoruba youth of today must reject this. It is your duty to work for the end of Nigeria and the exit of Yoruba to form our brand new Oduduwa Republic from its ashes. Nigeria is an unworkable union where we are shackled with an albatross around our neck to disrupt our progress. Let us articulate why we want the Yoruba nation for ease of understanding by our people and our detractors. We were forcefully amalgamated by the British for purely British economic interests. We are one people, one language, one culture. Indikon, Ashakon, Eyakon. We cannot continue to be part of a jaundiced, confused arrangement that was set up to protect and promote other people's interests. 2. What we signed for in 1960 at independence was a federal arrangement between the regions, Yoruba land being one of them, with each region controlling its resources and paying loyalty to the center. We did not agree for a skewed, lopsided arrangement where the Fulani North dominates all and dictates on everything. Fiscal federalism means you control your resources and pay loyalty to the center. Right now, it is the other way around, where the tail is wagging the dog. The federal government controls everything and pays only tokens to the states. A fraudulent constitution as the basis of the Nigerian Union is a recipe for chaos. Any election based on that faulty document is a distortion of the people.
This is Koiki Media Live, 11th day of February 2024, and speaking there is Comrade George Akinola during the launching of the Yoruba Youth website known as www.yorubanationyouth.org. Let's listen back more.
We are peace-loving people. We are not rabble-rousers. But our people are being killed in the farms, murdered in the cities, raped in the villages, and kidnapped on the highways. Yet the federal government is looking the other way. This will never happen in an Oduduwa nation where we are wholly in charge of our security and welfare. We want our own nation to properly control our affairs. I decided to put down the following to continue to inspire myself and hopefully others in the vision of a very possible Yoruba nation. Vast, owned and nurtured by Yoruba, for which we must work for, live for, and possibly die for. The Yoruba are the largest homogeneous people in Africa. They inhabit a continuous unbroken territory, speak the same language, share the same culture, custom, and worldview. They are urban dwellers who have built many towns, cities, kingdoms, and an empire before the advent of the Europeans. And this is not my saying so. Akinjogbe and Ayodele in Yoruba land up to 1800, and OLAYOMI's groundwork of Nigeria history said so. You can check the pages. We often overlook the fact that Yoruba are the most equipped, most blessed, and best position of all ethnic nationalities in Nigeria to succeed. We are blessed by God with our geographic location. The longest sea coastline in Nigeria is within our territory. We control the sources of imports, commerce, and business that enter Nigeria. The climate is mild and moderate. Our fauna grows from evergreen at the coast to sprawling savanna in the hinterland, supporting all types of agriculture, from cash and subsistence crops, growth to animal husbandry. Nature cannot be more magnanimous to us. We have the largest local and diaspora population of any black race in the world. With consensus sensitization and mobilization, using these newly launched websites, among many other tools, we can easily take our nation out of Nigeria and finally evolve an African country which the black race and the entire world can be proud of. In comparison with countries of the modern world, the Nigerian part of the Yoruba nation is, in population, bigger than many of the richest and most influential countries in the Western world. It is a little bigger than Canada in population, about as big as Spain or Poland, about 4 times as big as Portugal or Sweden, over 6 times as big as Denmark or Switzerland. Of the 53 countries in Europe, only 5, namely Russia, Germany, France, Great Britain, and Italy, have population that are a bit bigger or larger than the population of Yoruba in Nigeria. 2, Spain and Poland have populations about equal to the population of Yoruba in Nigeria. And each of all the remaining 47 countries in Europe is smaller than Yoruba in Nigeria. Of the 54 countries in the continent of Africa, Yoruba population in Nigeria is smaller than those of only 3 countries beside Nigeria. These are Egypt, Ethiopia, and the Congo, Kinshasa, that is Congo Democratic Republic. A little larger than the population of the Union of South Africa, and considerably larger than the population of every one of the remaining 50 countries. In West Africa, Yoruba land in Nigeria is considerably larger in population than the combined populations of the 4 countries of Benin Republic, Togo Republic, Liberia, and Gambia. In land area too, Yoruba land in Nigeria alone, in comparison with the countries of today's world, quite a large country. It is estimated to be 95,000 square miles. At that side, it is slightly larger than the territorial size of the United Kingdom, and many times the size of European countries such as Belgium, Holland, or Portugal. Beyond the Yoruba homeland, in present-day Nigeria, various sizes of pockets of Yoruba diaspora are found in various countries of West Africa, especially in Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Gambia, Mali, and others. Their greatest concentration is found in Sierra Leone, where they number about 1 million in population in the Greater Freetown area. Beyond West Africa and tropical Africa, a large Yoruba diaspora, numbering about 2 million in population, is found in the Republic of Sudan and South Sudan, and a smaller one in Central African Republic. So I have to touch on all this because I was asked to do a diligent research and inform our youths. Beyond Africa, various sizes of populations of persons of Yoruba descent, resulting from the African diaspora of the Atlantic slave trade area, exist in many countries of the Americas, over 20 countries. In countries like Brazil, Cuba, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Jamaica, Grenada, Barbados, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, the Dominican Republic, Uruguay, Ecuador, Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago, Panama, Bahamas, Suriname, the United States, etc. In these countries, more and more black persons who originally came from other nations of Black Africa have been claiming Yoruba descent. Why? The reason for this is that Yoruba culture has been the one outstanding and dominant pillar of African personality and cultural pride in these countries. Consequently, The number of people who identify themselves as Yoruba has kept increasing over the centuries, especially in more recent times. Today, Yoruba descendants number about 50 million in Brazil or more, a country of 194 million, and about 6 million in Cuba, a country of about 13 million. A total of 100 million, of over 100 million black persons in all the Americas are those identified today as Yoruba descendants. In the decades since the independence of Nigeria in 1960, conditions in Nigeria have resulted in the immigration of an ever-swelling stream of educated Yoruba to various parts of the world. It is probable that over 4 million of such Yoruba immigrants have made their homes in countries of the Western world, in the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, and some countries of continental Europe, including Asia. In each country where they have settled, Yoruba immigrants constitute a highly educated immigrant citizenry. Because of the growing expansion of Yoruba cultural influence in the Americas, educated Yoruba people in homeland Yoruba land in West Africa tend to identify more with the black peoples of the Americas than do any other indigenous African people. The Yoruba elite in Nigeria now commonly claim that the total population of Yoruba people plus Yoruba descendants worldwide is close to 200 million. The idea of a transatlantic Yoruba nation is growing in the Americas, a transatlantic Yoruba nation, and it seems likely to become a significant factor in world affairs. Soon, when the immediate pastor of New York visited the United States, he was received everywhere by enormous crowds of people, of Yoruba people and Yoruba descendants. And many citizens of Brazil and Cuba frequently asked him when he would come to take them back home to their Yoruba homeland. The earlier Oduduwa Republic is pulled out of the sinking ship called Nigeria, the safer and better for all of us as Omoluabi or Mudua. It is only then that the potential presented by our massive local and diaspora population, our humongous natural and intellectual resources, and our unique geography can be fully realized. It may be difficult and daunting initially, but nothing worth having comes easy. We must note that we were never conquered by the British. Signed with them were treaties of trade and cooperation, not treaties of conquest and subjugation. Now that the Fulani have openly declared war on us, we must meet this unconventional asymmetric war in the language they have chosen to prosecute it: brutal, merciless, and lawless. However, we must rise above their barbarism and carnivorous cannibalism by employing intelligence. These are areas where we are inherently far superior to them. However we fight this war, it must be swift, it must be sudden, and decisive in our favor. Do not forget the days of your youth. Your language and culture are captured in the history of your origin. The youth of a nation is its strength. If your youth are spineless, cowardly, and directionless, the enemy will walk you over with ease. They will crush your men and rape your women. They will possess your farms and your villages. They will rule over your towns and cities. May God forbid this. However, if our youth stand firm and are indomitable, the enemy will be crushed even before they get to our city gates. They will be annihilated on the roads and on the highways. They will be incinerated in their strongholds. To achieve this, the brashness, arrogance, and daring of youth must be supplemented with regimented training, controlled exposure, and scientifically inquisitive mind. We must substitute our priorities with new ones. Frivolities and parties must give way to discipline and focus. These existential threats faced by the Yoruba must be confronted head-on by all, especially the youth, because you have more tomorrows to reap the harvest of this land than those far advanced in years than you. After we have rid our land of the invaders or pari passu, we must vacate Nigeria. The same way we have external enemies, we equally have detractors within. And when you I came across an article online recently. It was written by a member of the retired Yoruba Progressive Officers Group. I shall copiously quote from it to drive home some points. He wrote, For now, there is no credible leadership, political leadership in Yoruba land. Our fatherland is empty. The recent developments in Yoruba land have shown clearly that there is no political leadership. From head to toe, Yoruba land is manned by self-serving crooks, common criminals, and VIPs, vagabonds in power. He said he wants to cite some clear examples. Number one, the bomb explosion in Ibadan. No single senator or House of Representative member visited the victims. No state governor outside the Oyo State governor did. No one had been arrested. When Kaduna was bombed, 13 emirs, all northern governors, senators and House of Representatives members visited. Northern senators donated their salaries. Northern governors gave 45 million. The Sultan of Sokoto spoke. Number two, he said two prominent Yoruba Obas were killed by Fulani. Only few Obas in Ekiti visited. No senator or House of Representative member from anywhere in Yoruba land visited the community. Even the senator and House of Representative members for the area have not even visited. One Rotimi Akin, who represents, a particular area, was crying crocodile tears. Let him give 2 million out of the 10 million monthly salary that he collects every month. Foolish rook. No meaning. Not even Alake, who is from, that is Dili Alake, who is from Ekiti State. What evidence do you need to know that our political office holders are all an irresponsible bunch? Three, a prominent Yoruba was killed in Kwara State, a retired general. No statement from Yoruba condemning the killing. Yoruba senators, retired generals have said nothing. He was one of them. No Yoruba state governor has visited Koro Ekiti in Kwara State to commiserate. They are not even talking. Simple. In Tinubu's cabinet, no single one is committed to Yoruba values. They are not for Yoruba. Let us understand that. They are for themselves. The Minister of Interior, Olubumi Tuji-Ojo, is alleged to have forged his secondary school and NYSC certificates. If Tinubu is wise, should he not have visited the scene of violent crimes in his motherland? When households were killed at Ile-Ife, the then Minister of Interior, Dambazao, visited Ife. That is leadership. This weekend, many of these Yoruba political leaders will be in Owambe parties, dancing away. After the Kaduna bombing, the northern leaders provided huge funds for their social groups to organize Northern Security Summit. At the summit, the federal government gave 50 billion to assist some 7 states provide essentials of life for their people. Can you see? It is either we crush these so-called elected Yoruba leaders individually or collectively, or we are all doomed. Therefore, we must organize. We must regroup. And you, as youths, must compartmentalize your competencies into workable synergies in education, in health, technology, aviation, robotics, artificial intelligence, agriculture, arts and culture, tourism, town and country planning, etc. You must attain the utmost, challenge the improbable, dare the impossible, climb the highest mountain, and conquer your fears. You must be unassailable, indomitable, and unconquerable. The launching of this website today is another formidable step in that direction. Thank you all.
That was Comrade George Akinola. Many of you might probably not know him, but maybe I should remind you of one of his very powerful conversations in 2017 when they came out just before we started to state it categorically how. What did George Akinola, a very powerful, staunch Yoruba supporter, one of those that set up with Babakitoye the UNPO certificate that led Yoruba people into the reason why many of us joined. This is what Comrade George Akinola said in 2017. Let's listen.
It's very clear. We made a declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria.
You will remember in 1962, there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 12 election. Shiju Ade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and contest an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1998, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914. And we are just tired. We are not for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations. And we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Well, that is how we started the program. It's a very powerful conversation that led to the launching of the youth website yesterday. And we will now also appreciate the one and only Oloyegbo. And after that, we play the anthem.
Ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilẹ̀ tó kó ẹ̀mí àpọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ. Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù bó lórúkọ gan-an. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé gbòòrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán àlànà kọjá dandan o. Ọ̀wọ́n ẹ̀rín ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣí wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àtìmọ̀ṣọ́ kan ká lè débi rẹ̀. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbádó Òde ọmọ Atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ Gègèlè wodò Sànyà Ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sì náà ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ṣe yín ní dábọ̀dàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sánrán ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho àfikàn pọ̀pọ̀ sí amúkan yòókù bọ́ Sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ ọgbọ́ àfiṣẹ́rù wálé wàràǹgbòjé ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn òní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn òní bomi Sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà lójú kóbìnrin kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi Sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ti ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírẹ̀lẹ̀ láéláé torí àgbà lásán lè kàn ń dá òkúta ò ṣe pé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ bó pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ títọ́ domi láéláé náà ilé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Aago méje àárọ̀ ló fẹ́ lù látọ̀dọ̀ tèmi ní London níbi tí mo ti ń gbé ìròyìn ayọ̀ wá fún gbogbo wa ní gbogbo ìgbà. We are still on the same topic and we will lay that topic for a very long time until I am satisfied before I talk about any other thing. And what is the topic? Roadmap to a peaceful dissolution of Nigeria is possible. Separation is not a war. We are not asking for war, but we are prepared to go to war should that be the last result to bring down the union that was forced on us, where the Fulanis have decided to take what belongs to us economically, socially, welfare, education. They've destroyed almost every part of Yoruba land. Shout out to you all the way from New York, Prince Ayo. Once again, Kunle Bakers, thank you so much. You started the program with a 20 Canadian dollar, which we love so much. We have asked many of you to support, but it seems that each time I come out and I ask for support, you're thinking that we don't need our support. Or probably maybe we're getting enough and that's probably we need more. Look, without a full support, we will not stop what we are doing, but we will just maintain the little that we have to operate. Let me give us an example. There was an accident somewhere close to Oja Odon in Ilaro yesterday. When the information came to us live in the program, I sent that into the media channel, which is the Koiki Media team. Straight away, we knew that we have one of our representatives that live very close, not close, but at least very close to the incident area. No Okada to be of our own that would have been able to move him swiftly. We have to hire an Okada to take him down there. Most of you watch the video. I will be uploading the video later on the YouTube channel. The question is, who are you expecting, to deliver a very fantastic message of Yoruba nation to many of the people? One of my auntie called my attention to one of the young boy that was interviewed. And this is what she said to me. When we say support the media that wants to go back into the grassroots, dip your hand, let us fund it. Many probably think that it is not worth it. There's no problem. It will not stop the message of hope, but it will only mean that the little I can do from my own end, I will continue. But without resources, we cannot do much. This is what she sent to me yesterday after listening to that particular interview that was granted, and I also have a press release to read out later on. After I sent her the link to the video, which we might play later on in the course of the program, she said to me, Yomi, you see, they are not aware that Yoruba want to get out of Nigeria. One of them said, we will vote Labour Party during the next election. That means some Yorubas, Amo Yoruba can worship a vote Labour Party in 2027. That is subject to if there's going to be 2027. I don't know. Please do not ask me whether we will be out of Nigeria by 2027. That is subject to Fimbubomo Yoruba. I am doing my own little from the media perspective. It is entirely up to every Yoruba to prepare their mind. That is why some of you are saying, look, I will go with Oloye if he is ready to go home. There's no doubt about it in my mind. We will fight. Look, if Tinubu wants to arrest Oloye, we will kill every many Fulanis within the territory of Yoruba land. We will destroy everything. Everything will be burnt down. I'm not joking. This is not the time. We will fight and defend him, just like they will defend Joe Biden and Rishi Sunak when they travel. We will take anything down. So when he wants to go home, he will go home. Nothing is going to happen. We will burn down everything. We will destroy everything. This time around, I will take the lead if that comes to that. I will take the lead. We will burn down every fucking thing. I am not joking. I am not joking this time around. In 2021, we will not tolerate that nonsense again. Ẹni máa kú máa kú, ẹni máa yè máa yè ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pè wá, kólóyè máa lọlé, kólóyè máa lọlé. Ìgbà wo ni kò ní destroy? Ìgbà wo ni Nàìjíríà ní wà calm down? So ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ pray fún wa ni, ẹ fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́, ẹ fún wa ní support yín. Gbogbo pé kólóyè máa lọ. I will go with him when that time comes. Ẹ wojú mi dáadáa. I will go with him. I am very, very born inside myself. I have lived in this country for 24 fucking years. I have had enough. I am ready to go back home and fight. I don't know about some of you that are telling me, but we will go in accordance with Ifa. because that is what I believe in. In tí Ifá bá sọ ni máa tẹ̀lé. Gbogbo pé àníjà yẹn ẹ lọ mú yẹn sẹ́gbẹ́ o, a máa jà gidi, ìjà gidi la máa jà. Gbogbo nonsense tí àwọn yẹn máa ń sọ pé ẹ má lọlé, ìgbà wo la ní lọlé. Ẹ ti máa sọ pé ká má lọlé. Kí n jókòó sí ìlú òyìnbó, kí ni mo fẹ́ máa ṣe nílùú òyìnbó? Ṣé mo lè attack wọn nílùú òyìnbó ni? Ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bá ti attack wọn nílùú òyìnbó, wọ́n máa tì mí mọ́nu ilé. Ìyàwó mi ló ń pè mí yẹn. It's okay, mo ti gbọ́. It's okay. All right. Ẹ ṣe sùúrù fún wa o. Ẹ ṣe sùúrù fún wa gan. Pé ìjà ò ní wáyé yẹn, ìjà máa wáyé. Ẹni máa kú, ẹni máa yé. Mo kí gbogbo apẹ́ káàárọ̀ and welcome to the program. Let's play the anthem and we go into the program. Orílẹ̀-èdè wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlẹ́rẹ́. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan. Ìtẹ̀jẹ́ ìṣíwájú. Àtúntò àwọn ọmọdé wà ọmọ òde ẹ sí ipò. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ Ògo Adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a wọnú ètò náà lọ bí a ti ṣe ń bá bọ̀ láti ìjẹta. There is still opportunity for a peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. If peace does not happen, let everybody go and prepare for the worst case scenario. We will not take any chances, or we will not do as we are stupid. Look, I have said it, and we will repeat it again in the course of the program this morning. Share the program and invite your friends, and also tell those that need to know that the Yoruba people are ready to exit. Exit in many forms and ways would happen. It could either be through a peaceful dissolution, it could be through a velvet divorce, or it could be the other way around. Ẹ̀yin kan lè máa bẹ̀rù. Bí ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rù fún kú, I don't care. Ìjọ kan nìyẹn máa kú anyway. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ̀rù yẹn, yes, mọ̀jàmọ̀tà la fi máa kíkanjú. We have gone back after 2 years. Gbogbo tó ṣe ní 2021. Kò ń ṣe pé a lè fight back as at that time. But wọ́n ní mọ̀jàmọ̀sá la fi máa kíkanjú. 2 years have gone past. Tẹ́ bá rò pé tó máa dán gbogbo ìtẹ̀dánwò ní 2021 this time around. We will remain keeping what should be done within our own stomach. I will leave it like that. I am not going to come online and be telling you we're going to do this, no. But I am telling you, I will be ready to take that fight this time around. And I am not joking. So it is worth telling the Yoruba politicians not to think that we are stupid and we don't know what next to do or what we should have done. This time around, it will be fire for fire between us and you. But we can still sit back on the round table and look and discuss whether some of us that are coming out now and saying that the relationship between us and Nigeria is not working. Ask the 419 Olori Buruku politicians, what future do they want for me? Oh, FEBRAURY bí àwọn bàbá tó ti wà ní UK for 40, 60 years. Tí wọ́n lè lọ sílé. Àwọn oníṣẹ́ yẹn ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. I will not take that rubbish. That is why I have told you we will destroy everything on top. Life is all about coming and go. Many people that doesn't even feel like dying eventually died. Kọ́lọ́n foríjì máa kan tí wọ́n kú l'Amẹ́ríkà níjọ́ Friday. Èmi ò tẹ̀ kúkú mọ̀ pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà wà nínú aircraft yẹn. When my cousin came and was going home, I went downstairs, very close to his car, just to escort him, and we were talking. Just like many of us, we receive a lot of notification. I do that all the time. Even during the program, we see notification with news coming through our phones. Only helicopter kan dẹ̀ ti crash ní close to somewhere in America. Kini alert yẹn wá sórí phone ẹ̀. And we just talked about it, and he left. Fast forward, 48 hours later, everybody saw the news about the death of this man that works with Access Holding or something like that. He did not only die himself, he also died with the wife and the son in that very fatal, accident. What am I trying to say here? We all tend to believe that we are special than some other people. We are not special. We're just living by the grace of God, grace of Eledumare, whichever you believe. But one thing we should also remember, yesterday again, that one is far away in America. Like I always say, death can catch us anywhere. I believe the man traveled to America and he was going for a game from what we read in the paper until that helicopter crashed. But what about in Nigeria? Also, people die. There was another, kidnapping by the Fulani terrorists with a vehicle known as GUC. The driver was killed. The young little girl was crying, left by the bus, and all the passengers moved away to only God knows. So the atrocities that is going on in Nigeria today, Bola Tinubu cannot be able to fix it because they will overpower him. Let's start with these news that I picked up yesterday, that Tinubu himself is probably smelling something surrounding him, because these people have a lot of intelligence, far better than us. 12 hours ago, this is what President Tinubu says, and I quote from the People's Gazette. Tinubu begs Nigerian army to shun deter plot. Last year, we were coming out back to back. These military generals, these criminal military generals, that they think that they own Nigeria. Nigeria is Pakistan, where the military controls the narratives. I follow Pakistan closely. I guess, is it Khan? Khan, one of the former cricket player that wants to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan, he's been sentenced to about 10 years in prison because one more will change narratives. But those that control the Pakistan, space at the military, they're very powerful. They determine who becomes the president or the prime minister. Nigerian military general, ex and present, they are not satisfied with their plot yet. This plot about the coup d'etat, because because some of you, Mokiyawa, all the way in Aja, Morini Lenkon, and I think I pinned down because I wanted to say shout out to you. Yawa Adiat, Alaja Adiat, Odewale, Alaja Okumomo, pẹ́yìn ni mo ti dá yín mọ̀ nísìn lórí YouTube. Ẹ bá ń kí gbogbo àwọn tàjà, ìyá àgbòwò ni wọ́n, ẹ ṣé gan ni, mo rí yín, mo ti pin comment yẹn kí n má bàa gbàgbé náà, mo ṣe kí yín. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó kù, we come back to greetings, because when we come here, we are not joking. This is not a joking platform. We're serious here and we are ready for anything. Ẹ̀yin lè má ready, ẹ̀yin lè má bẹ̀rù. Nǹkan kan ló máa pààyàn níjọ́ kan anyway. So the question now is, níbo ni Tinubu ti smell pé kú fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nigeria? We knew up to before Buhari left that the whole plan was overthrow the government and stop Tinubu from becoming the president. Overthrow the government and the Fulani agenda will just continue. Some are even excited that military Bagbajoba, it is in the interest of everybody. I don't know where they got this, nasty information, because the Nigerian military, maybe some of you do not know, the Nigerian military is not controlled by Nigerians. It is controlled by the Western agenda. They are the one funding the Nigerian military. I am not going to give you all the intelligence all the time. The ones that we know. Look, bí MI5 ṣe wà, àwa náà mọ̀ tó ń lọ nínú bẹ̀. Bí CIA ṣe wà, àwa náà mọ̀ tó ń lọ nínú bẹ̀. The same thing with the DSS. Bó ṣe ń yọ́ só, làwa náà yọ́ gbọ́ níbí báyìí. But many people can go back to the history and look at all the coup d'etat that has happened in Africa. Let me use Africa in general. Èwo ni kò ṣẹ̀yìn CIA níbẹ̀? Èwo ni kò ṣẹ̀yìn MI5 níbẹ̀? Èwo ni kò ní ọwọ́ àwọn òyìnbó yìí nínú? Even if you don't believe what Putin said during the Tucker Carlson interview, that specifically even told us that America ló ń fund the terrorism. We knew how they funded the Mujahideen in Afghanistan to fight the Soviet Union. We saw what played out. After that, for 20 years, America not shake Afghanistan. Billions, if not trillions of dollars. This is where the military contractors make a lot of money, because the more weapon that they use, the more they have to reproduce. America will not the biggest budget. I think their budget for military defense is up to 800 and something billion US dollars, the biggest in the world, next to China. One not gidi owó. Gbogbo nǹkan ogun tó ń fún Ukraine láti fi jà, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ replace ẹ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan ogun tó ń lò láti fi jà, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe mí padà. So the question now is, níbo ni President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, níbo ló ti ń gbọ̀nrún pé wọ́n fi ṣe coup? Ṣé France ló ń fún ní information yẹn ní intelligence? Because we know that Buhari was close to UK or Britain, let me put it that way, because Buhari was trained here, dead or alive. Whether he is dead or he's still alive, only God knows. But the future will tell us, even if it's going to take another 30 years, after ti Buhari bá kú fúnra rẹ̀, èyí tó wà níbẹ̀ nísìnyí tó ní Buhari ni, àṣírí yẹn ṣì máa tú, but I will leave it like that. The question we should then ask ourselves is, ṣé France ló ń fún Tinubu ní intelligent tiẹ̀? Because we know that Tinubu is a little bit lenient to the France than Britain. And I'll tell you probably why. Just like I have lived here for a very long time, there's always something in us, even apart from pé Yoruba nation or not, there is always something in our heart. Living in UK is the best, but àwọn nǹkan tá gbọ́ àtàwọn nǹkan tí a rí tó ti ṣe, there will always be this, báwọn náà ṣe trust wa, àwa náà trust wọn. But I don't have a choice. I still live here. And I still have to obey the rules and regulations. But in Nigeria, anything goes. And that is why I always say, when people say, MIT wale, yes, and you call them as of MIT wale, because if I lo as of MIT, àsìkò ti tó láti wale, torí ntẹ́ mi gbàgbọ́ nìyẹn. But if I bá ti sọ pé yes, àsìkò ti tó láti máa bọ̀ nílé, I will come back home. Mo sọ ní 2 years ago, mo ní kí gbogbo wa ká ra ticket, kọ́kúkú kó gbogbo wa kájọ dé sí Nàìjíríà simultaneously l'airport. Tó bá fẹ́ kó nu gbogbo akọ́kọ́ gbogbo akọ́makọ́ wa lọ sí Àbújá. Mo rò pé èèyàn kan pè mí lẹ́yìn mọ̀ pé Mr. Koiki ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ yẹn. Tẹ́yìn kan bá ń bẹ̀rù, ẹ má máa fi ìbẹ̀rù yẹn sẹ́kàn tá wa. Because at the end of the day, okay, mo ń gbé ní bíbá yìí nísìn. Kí ni mo ń ṣe ní bíbá after 24 years? Mo ń sùn, mo ń jí, mo ń wọ jeans, mo ń lọ síbi iṣẹ́, mo ń lọ nínú òtútù. Bóyá mo bá rí shirt kan tó wọ̀ okay. Because some of us have good jobs, while some of us have what they call the odd jobs. Odd jobs tá à ń ṣe ní bíbá yẹn. Tí Nigeria bá wọ okay, máa padà lọ ṣe all jobs yẹn now. But as Nigeria is right now, tí bá tẹ̀ ni mo fẹ́ padà lọ, kò wà conducive, kò dẹ̀ lè fún mi ní opportunity yẹn. So why do I then want to keep something like that? Let us take it down. So tẹ́yìn kan bá ń bẹ̀rù, abẹ̀yìn, ẹ fi bẹ̀rù yẹn sára yín, ẹ má fi sára tàwa. Because kò ń ṣe gbogbo wa la máa ní ìgboyà táwa ní nísìn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní ìgboyà, ẹ dúró dáadáa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní ìgboyà, around to football to court, most of you over 5 people died. 5 people died during the AFCON. Kí ló pa wọ́n? Because one ní heart. Because ẹlòmíì heart ẹ̀ ó ti ní problem. Ẹlòmíì body ẹ̀ olúkàlùkù ló mọ health implication tó wà lára ẹ̀. So ẹ má wá kó tiyín, ẹ má fi kó bá wa. Ẹ má sọ pé torí pé ẹ ti fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìgbà wo gan la fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀? Oh. Ẹ fẹ́ dúró kí Tinubu ṣe tán kẹ́ tó fi yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀, wá pa ṣe gèsì gbogbo yín lára. Ṣẹ́rẹ́ ìtẹ̀sí ń lọ́lé gan sef, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́lómi lè lọ́lé mọ́nu yín. Tí Tinubu bá lọ ṣe tán, tí àìtí rí result nǹkan tá a fẹ́. Èmi ò sọ pé Yorùbá nation máa dé before tí Tinubu tó lọ. Ìyẹn kù sọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa. Ẹ má fi ìbẹ̀rù sára tiwa. Ẹ̀yin ní kẹ́ fi ìbẹ̀rù sára yín, ẹ má tún fi ìbẹ̀rù sí wa. ẹ má fi ìbẹ̀rù sí ara olóyè, ẹ fi alóyè sílẹ̀, Elédùmarè wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, àwọn onílẹ̀ wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, Jésù wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, ànábì wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, ẹ má fi ìbẹ̀rù sí lára, ẹ má fi ìbẹ̀rù sáwa lára. Tẹ́yìn bá ń bẹ̀rù fine, ìgbà wo ni kankan ní ṣẹlẹ̀? Mẹ́wàá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá yà, wọ́n máa mú lóye, tó bá fẹ́ mú lóye kọ́ máa mú lóye, káwá wo tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà yẹn. I will take the lead. À ń bọ̀sibọ́sí, wọ́n ní wọn kì í mú afẹ́fẹ́ ni wọ́n sọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ. A máa jẹ́ pé ẹ̀fẹ́ mu náà lẹ máa gbọ́. So gbogbo wọ́n ríran, wọ́n máa ṣe kíníkan, ẹ fi gbogbo yẹn sílẹ̀ for now, ẹjọ́ torí Elédùmarè. Even tí ẹ bá ń ríran yẹn, àwa náà lè rí correct ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, and I don't have to go into all the details. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá náà. Mo kì í ṣe ọmọ Jésù, mo dẹ̀ ń ṣe ọmọ Ànábì Muhammad. Ọmọ Yorùbá gidi ni mí, ẹni tó bá yé ni kó yé. But ẹ má kó ìbẹ̀rù ti yín, ẹ má kó sí wa lára this time around. Gbogbo àwọn ìbẹ̀rù yẹn ti wà lára àwọn bàbá Afẹ́nifẹ́re, àwọn bàbá Fáṣọ̀nà, tí gbogbo wọn ló ti dàgbà nísìn, tí wọ́n rí nǹkan kan ṣe fún wa. Ẹ fẹ́ àwa sílẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa bá rìn àjò yẹn lọ. Kí ni Tinubu ń rí? Tèmi sọ fún yín ní last year, if not a year ago, tá à ń pariwo pé kú ń bọ̀. Wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe kú àwọn olórí burúkú military generals. They are very all ready to take him out because wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò sí bó ṣe lè dàbí, even though bá mọ̀ pé wèrè ní Tinubu náà, bomb bastard ni. Òun náà sì máa ní àyàn díẹ̀ nítorí pé bí ṣe sọ, ó ti gbé ní UK rè, ó dẹ̀ mọ àwọn àṣírí kọ̀ọ̀kan nítorí pé ó ti bá Abíọ́lá ṣe rí. Because ọmọlẹ́yìn MKO Abíọ́lá ni Tinubu. And he knew what MKO would have told him nípa Britain. Britain yìí, tẹ́yìn wò yìí, tẹ́yìn pọ́nlẹ̀ yẹn máa lọ lórí burúkọ yẹn mọ ẹ̀tẹ́ ìpẹ́rẹ́ ayé lọ́mọ Yorùbá, tẹ́yìn sọ pé àmì Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀yin olóṣì. Tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé Britain gangan ló lórí burúkú tó wà behind gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀ ní máa sọ pé ká dúró ti Nàìjíríà kankan mọ́. Ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ máa ní ká burn it down lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀, but nítorí pé kò yé yín, olóṣì ni yín. Wèrè ló pọ̀ jù ní gbogbo ọ̀nù yín torí pé ẹ̀ tí ráyé gbé nínú Nàìjíríà. Àwa ta ti ráyé gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Look, Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ was 40 years old. Bàbá yẹn gbogbo ìgbà tó máa fi kú gan, mo rò pé ó dàgbà kan lọ títí, because ó yẹ kó dàgbà tí bí 150 ni, but ó dàgbà dáadáa. But at 40 ló ti ń bá Britain jà pé kó fún wa ní independent, kó ló kálukú máa lọ. Lóòótọ́ wọ́n fún wọn ní independent, but ó lò ṣe àwọn Britain, àwọn tó jẹ́ adarí wọn níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, ṣe lọ́ tún wá ń lọ lẹ́yìn ní kọ̀kọ̀, wọ́n bá àwọn olórí burúkú Fúlàní ṣe. Àwọn gangan ni wọ́n instigate Fúlàní pé kó lé Haúsá kúrò lórí ilẹ̀. Àwọn ló wà behind ẹ̀. Àwọn gangan ni wọ́n lé Fúlàní pé kó push Haúsá kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ yẹn. And today, tẹ́ bá lọ wo gbogbo northern part of Nigeria, you will realize that there is little less. Kékeré ló kù. There is nothing called the north anymore. The north is gone. Ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ Fúlàní. That is why they've become so powerful. Nǹkan yẹn dẹ̀ ti ń bọ̀ kò ń ṣe lénìí. But kàkà káwọn bàbá wa kọ́ tètè jáde kọ́ correct ẹ̀ kọ́ stop ẹ̀. Wọ́n fi owó lò ṣì, wọ́n fi dí wọn lẹ́nu. Ẹlòmíì owó tó gbà nísìn kò rí ná. Ẹlòmíì rí ná. Ẹlòmíì wọ́n fún un ní mọ́tò. Ẹlòmíì ó fẹ́ yàwó méjì, ó fẹ́ yàwó mẹ́ta láàrin wọn. Wọ́n wá fi olùṣí tí wọn ẹ fi kó bá wa. Àwa wá di ẹni tí nígbà tó máa di in the 90s. Some of us have to leave Nigeria. People like us, I left Nigeria in the 90s with the hope pé greener pasture. Nígbà tí Nigeria ò dá, àwa sá wá sí ìlú òyìnbó. Àwa ti wá jókòó sí ìlú òyìnbó yẹn. A tún wá rí bàbá kan wá dìde. Ó wá ń sọ fún wa pé ẹ jẹ́ a padà sẹ́yìn. Bí wọ́n ní bí wájú ò bá ṣe lọ, ìyẹn á ṣàpadà sẹ́yìn. At the end of the day, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ dá UK mọ̀, tẹ́ bá mọ̀ tán pè ní UK, ẹ sá fún wọn. Ẹ lọ wo ohun tó ṣe fún India àti Pakistan. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wo history yẹn. Nípa history, ṣé tiwa làwa ń sọ? Ẹ lọ wo ohun tó ṣe fún àwọn India, àwọn Britain during the colonial era. They destroy everything. But nǹkan kan ní India ò gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn ní kò gbà fún wọn. Which is the mistake táwa ṣe. They did not allow their culture to be taken away. Tẹ́ bá wo inú parliament àwọn Indian lénìí, wọ́n múra bí àwọn English. Ẹ wo prime minister àwọn Modi. Ẹ rí pé ìmúra culture wọn ló ṣì wà lára ẹ̀. But àwa tí a kọjá ayé díẹ̀ látara pé Britain léni nísìn tí wọ́n lọ sínú parliament àwọn olòṣì wọ́n á máa sọ òyìnbó ọ̀pẹ rẹ̀. Modi ò kì í sọ òyìnbó, kò ń ṣe pé kò gbọ́. Tó bá address parliament wọn, èdè wọn ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀, kò ń lo English because English ò kì í ṣe èdè àwọn India. But àwa nísìn àtèmi àtiwọ́ àwa ń sọ òyìnbó ọ̀pẹ rẹ̀, òyìnbó òfò, òyìnbó tí kò ra ayé fún wa. Ìyẹn la wá ń sọ. À ń sọ ní school, à ń sọ ní office, à ń sọ ní church, à ń sọ ní mọ́ṣáláṣí. Àwa gbọ́ èdè abínibí wa bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. Àwa ń sọ pé kí ló lè fà á? In tó lè tètè ká dá padà òun ni pé torí ta bá ti ní ìlú tiwa tó dẹ̀ máa wáyé, àsìkò yẹn ni mo mọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá tó bí mi, mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè dáadáa, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Àsìkò yẹn là mọ̀, a kàn ń ṣe ìgbìyànjú ni. But we knew that if we make more push, tá bá gbásí, Nigeria ó ti wà fragile, ó kàn máa collapse ni. But the military generals, àwọn tó ń pè ní generals, olòṣì ni wọ́n, olè ni wọ́n, àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún West ni wọ́n. And it doesn't matter who they are. Wọ́pọ̀. There are some of them, they are Yorubas, àwọn alábọ̀dé láàrin wọn. Àwọn kan wọn kì í ṣe Yorùbá. But gbogbo pé military general lénìí kò sí tí kò ní network pẹ̀lú Britain. Just like Buhari was trained here in Sandust. Sandust ló ti máa ń train wọn. We knew that according to the information that máa ń play nígbà yẹn, General Dombazo was funded, trained by the Americans, and he was able to overthrow the government of Guinea-Bissau, and many of that. We knew that a lot of government, àwọn ló máa instigate ìjà sáàrin ẹ̀ tó máa fi da government yẹn rú. So, kí ni Tinubu rí tó ń bẹ Nigerian army? Why are you begging them? Shut down Nigeria. You have the power. Oh, need the 3 years. Tinubu need the 10 years. Go need the second term. Shut down Nigeria. We will continue to pray. I will not pray that you get killed because it will be a disaster. We will not pray that your health gets so deteriorated that you will not be able to perform your task as the president. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo lè máa bu bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Problem àwọn ọmọ Igbo nìyẹn. Àwọn ò ní bu tó stage yẹn. We will continue to pray for him to have the ability to at least ká ṣe máa mọ̀ pé ọmọ Yorùbá ló wà níwájú ńbẹ̀, even though pa mọ̀ pé agenda àti ideology ẹ̀ kò dàbí títí tẹ́lẹ̀. But let's read a little bit from this article, then we move into our discussion that we started some few days ago. Gbogbo bá ṣe ń pariwo, ẹ jẹ́ ká ra ọ̀kadà, I need the owó. Many people just watch the program and they just move on. Ó ti di ìjọ́ kejì tàbá tó wá, mo like bọ̀bọ́ ìbò ṣe ń sọ. No, ẹ má like me. I need the financial support. Mo ń sọ pé ọmọ wa ta gbé jáde lánàá pé kó lọ ṣe report jáde fún wa ní ibi tí accident ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Kò sọ́kadà, àní ọ̀kadà ta lè fi rán níṣẹ́. And that goes with all our team across the state. Báwo la ṣe máa wà tá máa ní àwọn team tó bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ tí a dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ọ̀kadà tí a máa jẹ́ personal tiwa ó ti yàtọ̀ sí ọ̀kadà tí àtẹ̀ tí sọ pé mọ́tò nìsín. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo sọ pé mọ́tò àṣì ń sọ̀kadà. Èmi tèmi gan ṣì ń wá mọ́tò yẹn kan send the voice mi lára àwọn tájọ́ ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation. Mr. Koiki, a máa ní èdè owó mọ́tò tá máa fi lọ sí Ìgbòho. Èmi ò ní owó tí mo fi fún anybody o, òun lè ń gbọ́ mi nísìn. I have 25 teams that I'm preparing to send to Igboho. I don't have any money to give anybody. I have to send and prepare my team because our diaspora tá lè lọlé, irú èmi tí mo lè lọlé àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ diaspora, we will be looking forward to see. Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀lé ń ṣe pé kò ní happen níjọ́ yẹn, ó máa happen o. A máa sìn ìyá yẹn o ní on the 22nd. Gbogbo tó bá máa gbà ló máa gbà. We are not going there for anything more than a burial. But if anything is going to happen, ó kù sí government lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n máa mú Ìgbòho, Ìgbòho máa wálé. Ìgbòho has not told me he's going to Nigeria officially. He hasn't told me anything like that. Bí àtẹ̀yìn gbọ́ lẹ́tì ẹnu bàbá lẹ́yìn sọ. Femi Atiwon, he hasn't confirmed anything of such. As far as I know, Oloye is in Germany with his family. I speak to him every day. After the program, I'm going to call him. Good morning. I give him security report. I give him update of so many things surrounding that I want him to know. I am one of the closest to him. Koiki, advise Igbowo. No, Igbowo will make that final decision himself. Intimate one discourse is not for public consumption. I am not here to be talking about Igbowo because I want to. He is a father, he is an uncle, he has his own views and opinion to decide what he wants to do. But like I said, 2 years have passed on after his attack on his home. I, OLAYOMI Koiki, will stand firm with him on whatever decision he takes. And that I will leave like that. Mr. Tinubu charged the Nigerian army to upscale the fight against insecurity, which has robbed us of peace and progress. So, the current administration has now confirmed that we have been robbed of our peace and progress. And you might say it is not. All you need to do is, I'm not sure whether I have the video on this phone, but yesterday we saw a young little girl, probably aged less than 3 or 4 years old, left right beside a GUC transport where this beautiful young girl parent have been taken away. So Tinubu is aware that every Nigerians have now been robbed, but he's not telling us who is robbing us. Is it Robin Hood? Robin Hood that takes from this and take from the other. President Bola Tinubu is now saying that I should tell you that he is aware that we have all been robbed of our security, threat to our lives by the Fulani terrorists. That is coming from him saying that if you are still of the opinion that nothing is going to happen because you are a prayer warrior, because that is the lie we put for ourselves. That is the lie we tell ourselves. We are liars. Is now confirming the same thing that we have talked about, the insecurity. You have been robbed of the peace. So if you're one of those thinking that you are having peace in Nigeria, your president just told us that there is no peace. And it's just confirmed also that there is no progress. He's now charging the Nigerian army like a battery charger. Few times I've driven cars where my battery is not charging. And if you're one of those that drive and understand vehicle, if your alternator is not recharging your battery in your vehicle, what happens after that? The car will stop and it is not likely to move further. When you call the mechanic to diagnose this problem, when they put the terminal on the battery and they say this battery is good, but something is wrong somewhere that is not recharging because your battery in the vehicle, probably maybe the new vehicle like the, Tesla might not need such. But we know that a normal Paku motor still needs to be recharged. And that means that sometimes it could just be that your alternator is not working. The Nigerian alternator is dead. But many Nigerians are living in denial to accept it now. I understand the love that you have for this messed up country that Britain created. The evil genius we call IBB, but Britain is the evil genius that knew that putting these beautiful creatures, indigenous people, I mean, we are all beautiful, even the Hausas, likewise the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the rest of the different ethnic groups. I mean, when we look at each of it, in depth, we are good people. But in good, there will always be evil as well. There will always be people that will probably want to take your land. It could be the Igbos that wants to take our land. There's no doubt about it in my mind, because they love the waterways and they love our territory. Or it could be me that wants to also steal from the north. Or it could be the north that just doesn't want to be with the Igbos because they smell to them. So all this is normal. Look, I have lived in this country. Do I agree or accept with everything that I've seen in 24 years? Probably not everything, but I do not have any choice, because this is where I call my home presently, and this is where I live. So that means I have to accept some of those things that they do, that is also even enshrined in the law. Because if I say anything against lesbian in this country, I understand the consequence. And the same thing goes with gay. So I will reserve my own views and opinion inside me, within my family alone. Do I agree with the way the Islam operate in this country as well? Probably, maybe no. Do I agree with the way Christian is operating, the tradition? Do I agree with everybody that I live with, apart from the English that owns their territorial space? Probably not. We all work in different walks of lives. Why are you more concerned about the Igbos? Because it seems that they are the one closer to you, when the Fulanese that have killed the Yoruba economy is also within the territorial space of Yoruba land. But because we see the Igbos as the termites that they move around, so we want to lynch them more and keep Nigeria, bomb bastard Yoruba people, rather than us kill the whole structure and probably then vet some of the Igbos that will live within the territorial space. Because in this country, I know that the Home Office continue to deport criminals that lives here that doesn't have to be in this country. And they still do. Even up to last week, I was looking at the Home Office, X space, when they were saying that we don't send them back home after they've completed their prison time. But that is not the reason why we're asking for Yoruba Nation. We're asking for Yoruba Nation, like I said yesterday, because there is no self-government in Yoruba land today that represent me as a Yoruba man. Ani. What we have is, we have maridos, vagabond bastards that have kept their own take and believe that because they are the one that lead and have these security surrounding them. I've told them it will be 1,000 to one of them by the time these things happen. You will kill 300 because you will have enough firepower. As at the time you kill 300, we will get close to you. We will take that firepower and we will do justice back to you. It will get to that stage if we do not all come on the round table and talk about it. So once again, as we go back into why Tinubu is begging this criminal military, is because for a very long time, we knew that the military were very intelligent. Not that they were intelligent, they were operating on the Britain instructions and American and the European countries. You might think that when they come out and tell you, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, don't listen to what they say. Behind the curtains, they are also talking to them. For a very long time, the military took power from a proper civilian government. And we saw what happened. Whether it is Agorozi, I don't give a toss. Whether it is Dambaba or whatever. What I know is that none of them would have performed what they've done without the Western countries behind it. But we will not know all this until years or later, when archives will come out and they'll tell you that America Embassy was talking to General Angorozi behind the curtains. All this doesn't come out like we want them to come out. And I have a lot of evidence that back that from countries I've done presentation. You can go back and look for it on my YouTube channel, where we've seen document of American government working quietly in dissolving and making hell for a government in the seat of power. So today, Tinubu is also now saying to the Nigerian military, I understand that you still want to be in power, but I beg, na me dey here now. Why make we not sit together? I will fund you. I know you love money, because the Nigerian military love money. You can go and ask Buratai, the one that says he sells snake poison. But we know that he doesn't sell snake poison. It took advantage of the military budget that should have defend and protect the territorial ground of Nigeria and converted it to buying shopping mall in Dubai, but telling us that it was a snake poison. I should have even started snake poison myself. Maybe I'll make a lot of money. President Bola Tinubu yesterday, today is Sunday, 11th of February 2024. If you want to know how to support, it's not just watching this program now, it's about funding it. Funding it. I will not stop, but like I said to you, it will just be like I will come out when I feel to come out. Nobody's forcing me to wake up. I woke up away from my wife's bed, brush my teeth, clean my face, and I decide that it is time to talk again. But some days I might be away for 2-3 days. Without your financial support, we will just continue to roll out our programs in accordance to what we can do. Don't just think that because it's a mobile phone, I have to just turn it on and come and talk. No, it has to be funded now. Because many of you are paying for Netflix, many of you are buying a lot of things, but when it comes to media, you are restricting your funding, but waiting for CNN and all these other platforms to come and tell you about how we should dissolve Nigeria. All of them are biased. None of them will talk about it. Funding these independent media in huge amount of money will allow me to push the message offline back to our people. None of them should be talking about what is Labour Party, all these criminal political parties, all these bomb bastard Peter Obi. Some of you see Peter Obi as a legend, Oloshiman, the Olori Buruku man that flew to London. Some of you are bastards because some of you don't even understand what is going on behind the curtain. Don't you know that was when Peter Obi came to UK, that the same UK that some of you cannot get a visa to come until you sell all your property and japa, like some of our brothers that arrived. The one that arrived in November with 4 children and a wife, he hasn't got a job as I speak to you right now. It was when Peter Obi flew to London. He spoke behind the curtain with the UK government. They knew that the Biafra would not take a shit. But the bomb bastard Biafrans left Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS custody. Left him there. They forget about him. Thank God to somebody like Simon Ekpa that they said is a Nigerian government agent. At least a government agent is trying to kill as many of some of you that your head is blocked. So if you're one of those that think that Peter Obi will be the president of Nigeria, look, the North will never allow the Igbos to be president of Nigeria. It's a fact that is evidence. I don't have to go and start explaining that to you. If you're an Igbo, you are wasting your bloody hell time trying to save Nigeria. You are crazy. Oriokwe. Olushi. I don't have to know. I don't even know how to curse you in Igbo. Onyara, Onyoshi, Onyeberibe, Olushi. You left Biafra, a solid movement. I spoke to Nnamdi Kanu. Let me talk about Nnamdi Kanu before I move further. Some of you bastards that have never even had the privilege, you will never even have privilege to get close to him, not to talk to him. He was the one that sent for me through Simon Ekpa to call Igboho for a meeting. And Simon got in touch with me then. And we arranged that meeting. I was in Nigeria. This was in 2021. The first meeting was set up. We spoke. He was very happy. I can tell you, in his smile, when he saw Igboho, he was like he wanted to hug him because he knew that we, the Yorubas, are good. We are ready to go. But unfortunately, we have bastards among us, from our kings, from our politicians, and all our elite, Olori Buruku people that have made use of the wealth of the resources of Yoruba people. That meeting was very interesting. We scheduled another one, and I'll leave it like that. Bomb bastard. They left Nnamdi Kanu that came to fight to save their life. They left Biafra thinking that they will take Lagos, because some of us think that they will take Lagos. And they will use Peter Obi to take Lagos and take Abuja, and then Peter Obi will come and perform the magic. But Peter Obi knew himself that he's not going anywhere. If he likes, let him set. I've been hearing some of them say he will set up another political party, and probably they will use that to do a movement to get into power. The North will not allow Igbos to be president of Nigeria. That is a fact. So if you're one of those Nigerians from the Southeast, you better go and join the Biafra campaign as it is right now. If otherwise, you will just die quietly with the dreams that Nigeria will be good for you. So yesterday, Tinubu is now telling the Nigerian army to shun actions. I want us to take this word carefully. And if you want to support us through the PayPal, very, very easy. I'm sure most of you know how to use PayPal. If it's a $5, put it in there. Your $10, put it in there. We have multiple platforms. I don't have Cash App, because most of you in America that wants to support, you're always like, I want to support you, but I don't even know how to support. You can set up a PayPal and use that to support. You can send it through Kofi, or you can just go on my GoFundMe, where some of you are waiting for me to die before you go and start putting money there. Now you go die, because I'm not dying anytime. For me to die, 10 of my politicians in Yoruba land will die. And I'm not joking. So if you're one of those thinking that this young man will die anytime soon, how are you? Okay? Good morning. Do you sleep well? I will not die, okay? For me to die, I will use them to be sacrificed. But most of you like when people die so that you can go and put your 1,000, then you see anonymous donation, $1,000, 1,000 pounds. No, I don't have to die before we need the funding. You see the Biafra, every Saturday they don't joke. They are doing fundraising. Even our opposition, I'm sure some of you listen to them, where they are still taking donation. We don't know what they want to use with it, because they're not bringing an interim government to Yoruba land. And they can't. They don't have the power will. You know, Ijile cannot travel to Nigeria and do what I will be able to do. There's no doubt about it. I know that. He doesn't have the drive to do it. I will go to Nigeria if I have to go today. Nobody can stop me. And I know that. But it is not the appropriate time, because the oracle has not confirmed that yet for me to go. But when the oracle says we're ready to move, I will move out of UK and I'll be going back to Nigeria, and we will do what needs to be done to liberate our people. But you think that liberate is just by EPA. You come to the social media. You don't want to fund it. To even fund media, some of you don't want to fund media, and we want to go and fight Nigerian government. How do you want me to fight them? When I'm saying that the media needs your support, financial support, heavy financial support, to be able to fight the channels television that continue not to talk about the self-determination, because that is not what they're going to talk about. The same thing with Arise, TVC, AIT, probably some of them will talk about it a little bit. So you need to fund a media. And we will continue to repeat it, because I get notification if I don't get paid, if I haven't paid my TV license, which is a monthly subscription. So for me to be coming out every day and say we need funding is the same thing that BBC does to me. And if BBC is telling me I have to pay them, which they are not serving the purpose of what I need from their own British bias corporation, it is then entirely for me to come out to the public and ask for donation. It is voluntary. I understand that some of you might say, hey, but it seems that you're aggressive. I'm not aggressive. It's just that it is the ethical thing to ask for. Oh, you want me? Look, I can get in touch with Sheyi Tinubu now and say I need $1 million. He will find it, but he will give me a condition. And that condition is I will come out and denounce I don't want to do Yoruba Nation anymore. And when I do that, I will probably get paid half, and I'll get the remaining half after that. Do you think that is the right thing for me to do? I don't think so. There are some Yoruba politicians that will be ready to fund us, but we don't need their money because they are criminals. That money that is with them will come back to the Yoruba land at the appropriate time. I've told them we will destroy all those things that they are looking up to, that they look at it as one of those things that they cherish so much. Whatever they cherish, we will destroy everything. So nobody's going to enjoy it anymore. So let's go back to Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu yesterday urged the Nigerian army to shun actions that could truncate Nigeria democracy. Let's look at the meaning of truncate, because all this Oyinbo for me is too much. You know, I no go school. So what is the meaning of, okay, truncate? Let's increase the volume a little bit. I've actually woke up my wife. She's already sent a signal through the phone earlier. So I have to reduce the volume a little bit. What is the meaning of truncate? Shorten the duration or extent. Tinubu, thank you so much, my brother. TSG Nigeria is a security consultant in Nigeria, and he's going to be having a train. This is the time that a lot of you need to train your guard yourself. I sent 3 of my team to train with him last week, and they were so grateful that they called me and said, Oga, you know what, doing for training here. I'm talking about TSG. Don't worry about the TSG Nigeria. That is his company that is registered, but behind the curtains, I know him fully. So because some of you, when you hear Nigeria, your ears start thinking, look, Nigeria is still existing as a country. Some of us have set up business in Nigeria that is called Nigeria. Some of us have left it like that. Nigeria is still a country as it is, but we are trying to get the hell out of Nigeria. So in case you are hearing TSG Nigeria and say, Koiki, what are you doing? This is somebody I know, personally. So if you want anything security training, he's going to be having one in July, I believe. Yeah, I think in July. He's having one coming up in July. So please go on his IG, Instagram, and register. It's not free. You have to pay for it. It cost me 25,000 naira each to get my team to train. Training is what we do in this country. Even to be able to start cooking, you can't just say, I'm going to go on the high street and start cooking. Even street food, you must train for hygiene. And sometimes it costs at least little as 50 pounds. So if you're one of those that want proper security training, even up to firearms training, because it's satisfied to do that in Nigeria and UK, please go and check my brother TSG Nigeria, and I can vouch for him any day, anytime. So let's come back. The meaning of, it seems that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is getting some intelligence about the Nigerian army, wants to overthrow him. We don't know who is behind it. I don't have any evidence, but I'm sure Tinubu must have been given some insight of who might be behind it. But if you ask me, I'll say it's Britain that is behind it. If there's going to be any coup in Nigeria, Britain is behind it. That for me is a fact. I'm not going to, and I'm not going to stay too long on this program like we did yesterday. So I only have another half an hour because I want to go back to bed and just sleep. So I'm looking at the time now. I've done 1 hour, 33 minutes. I have about 27 minutes left. I just wanted to talk about the comrade George Akinola. That was the most reason I came out early, because I might come back out again later on. So the verb truncate means to cut off or shorten. Who is trying to cut or shorten the presidency of Bola Tinubu? I might not agree with him, but I don't think any military should be overthrowing Tinubu right now. And I'll say to Tinubu, like I said to you, you are wasting too much time. Don't trust anybody around you. Don't trust anybody around you. But what I want you to do, Enteba Tinubu, pass the message to him through any network and tell him that I say that he should move more military equipment out of the north back to the southwest. From the aircraft jet, they should find another place to pack it. At least we need about, I don't know how many we have in Nigeria. If we have 3, 2 should be in Lagos, or 1 in Lagos, 1 in Ibadan. Pack it where we know that if there's any reason for us to make use of it, we can use of it. Move as much of the military equipment back to the southwest. I know they're not going to take it to the southeast because they don't trust the Igbos. They can hijack it, but bring it back to the southwest. So let's go back quickly because of the time, and I still want to touch one more country from the one that we've been talking about. So I'm going to move swiftly. The president made this plea at the Diamond Jubilee of the Nigerian Defense Academy, NDA, in Kaduna. Again, why should we have the Nigerian Defense Academy where there's no water? Imagine they put the Nava in Kaduna and they don't have water. All this should be in the southwest, but it's part of what the north have enjoyed for a very long time. He actually spoke through that Oyibo man, because a lot of you see Ajuri Ngelale as Oyibo Pepe. I urge you to continue to play your constitutional role of safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria, our fatherland. Nigeria is not my fatherland, okay? And there's nothing that safeguards Nigeria anymore. Nigeria has become unsafe for many Nigerians. You can go and ask those that have been kidnapped or those that have died because of the economic situation. So I'm going to leave that and then move to Belgium. Belgium Revolution started in 1830. What are the causes? Kilofa. The revolution was due to a combination of factors, the main one being the difference of religion. The Catholic in today's Belgium, the Protestant in today's Netherlands, and the general lack of autonomy given to the South. Most of the institutions were based in the North, and the public bodies were unevenly distributed. Today, we've seen migration of Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis, Ishekiris, everybody into Lagos. They've literally made Lagos into a densely populated area that we cannot breathe anymore. For me, there will continue to be that migration. You know why? Because when we refuse to open Port Harcourt properly, so that the Igbos that are bringing their goods doesn't have to come to Apapa, they've not done that. They've killed that end, left Apapa to operate for a very long time. So you will see more migration. Everybody will migrate to anywhere that is comfortable for them. Why do you think I left Nigeria? I migrated out of Nigeria because I want something more comfortable to come to UK. So kill and complain from Yoruba pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo fi gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. People go to where there is opportunity. People go to where there is hope. Why do you think I left Nigeria? Why didn't I go to Libya? Why I not go another country? No, because UK was the destination that my mom knew was going to be of best interest for me. Mokia easy. So let's go into it a little bit and talk about Belgium this morning. You're still watching a live transmission from KOIKIMEDIA broadcast. The Belgium Revolution was the conflict which led to the secession of the southern province, mainly the former southern Netherlands, from the United Kingdom of the Netherlands and the establishment of an independent kingdom of Belgium. And what do I mean by that? Belgium today is officially the Kingdom of Belgium, is a country in the northwestern Europe. The country is bordered by the Netherlands to the north, Germany to the east, Luxembourg to the southeast, France to the southwest. You can drive from here to Belgium. The people of the south were merely Flemings. Who are people known as Flemish? So let's talk about the Flemish people. Flemish, F-L-E-M-I-S-H, Freddie Lima, Echo, Mike, Indigo, Sarah, Hotel. Just like we have different indigenous people in Nigeria. And you want us to live and do not have frictions. The Oyibo people that put us together knows that Ama Lago Morawaluri. They knew that. Because when they came to our territory, after stealing so much, people revolted in Enugu riots, women's riot, different riots, but they were able to use our people to crush them. But this time around, we are much more wiser. We have learned more about what took place in history. Some of our kings sold us out. There's no doubt about it. I've been to the Slave Museum in Liverpool, outside. And I knew that some of them sold us just for shinap, a gin. The Flemish people, or Flemings, Dutch, are a Germanic ethnic group. This is what many Nigerians do not want to accept. We are not tribes. We are ethnic. We are indigenous people. An ethnicity or ethnic group is a grouping of people who identify with each other. I don't identify with the Igbos, the Hausas, the Shekiris. I am a pure Yoruba man, full-blooded Yoruba man. But that does not mean that I cannot live with others. But we will live in our own independent country called Yoruba, where we speak Yoruba. If I travel to Turkey, they don't speak English. Not that some of them don't speak, but every government official in Turkey will not speak to you in English, maybe small, small. It is up to you to go and learn Turkey. The same thing in Germany, in Spain, the same thing in all these countries, except from UK, where is an English-speaking country. Maybe that is the reason why I did not bother going to other European countries, because it's comfortable to come here. So when we talk about the Flemish people, this was part of what led to the revolution. So something is eventually going to lead to the breakup of this crazy country you all call Nigeria. It will eventually lead to it. It's just that some of you are waiting for one miracle to happen. No miracle is going to happen. We will all have to do it simultaneously together, especially those of you that are now so much angry and upset with Nigeria. So let's go one step back again. So the people of the South were mainly families, just like we in the South are Yorubas. The people in the North are Hausas. The people in the Middle Belt and the Southeast, as it's known in Nigeria. And there are also some people known as Walloons. Walloons are the Gallo-Romance ethnic group native to Wallonia and the immediate adjacent region of Flanders, France, Germany, Luxembourg, and Netherlands. Walloons primarily speak lingua d'oï such as Belgian French. I don't speak Igbo. I don't speak Hausa. I don't have to speak it because I don't have any reason to go and live there. I am a Yoruba man. But the English came to our territory, converted every one of us to say, no, don't speak your native language. Just keep one, and that way you can all work together with English. Today, it is becoming too much frictions, and that will lead to that breakup of Nigeria. So these are part of what Sowore knew. That is why I kept saying revolution will eventually happen in Nigeria and everything will fall apart. Everybody go their separate ways. We are just 15 minutes to the end of this program because I don't have the strength to go for 3 hours like I would do. Let's move swiftly. Both peoples were traditionally Roman Catholic, as contrasted with the Protestant-dominated Dutch Reform. People of the North, many outspoken liberals regard King William's rule as despotic. I know that word is not a very good one. Let's look at the English dictionary of despotic. It can be known as tyrannical. So what does having unlimited power over other people, that is what the North have done on you idiot Nigerians that you are calling yourself one Nigeria. One Nigeria, kill your father. Bomb bastards. Hey, we're gonna play World Cup today. They're so excited, weary people. That is what makes me happy. Koiki, shut up. Football is what makes us happy. Bomb bastard. What makes you happy? Nothing makes anybody happy in that shito country than to break it up and go their separate way so that you can be like England. Look, don't you know that my son has option? He has 3 options. He can either play for England, he can go and play for Wales, and he can go and play for Scotland. The same thing with Mayegun's son. They have 3 options. Not that me and my son and Mayegun's son, we are fighting to get into the national team. Don't you know that that is going to be friction? Because Mayegun's son and my son, if they're very good, they will have to choose one. Idiot. It's football that makes me happy. Bomb bastards all over the place. Despotic. Some people have taken power over other people for a very long time. They've dominated us. They've taken what belongs to me and you. We are all over the world, struggling, trying to survive. Despotic. The people from Mali came to Ibadan, bomb blast. Oloshi governor telling me he's mining with the water gel explosive. Go and look at the video I did. It's a 40-minute video on YouTube, and see how when that happened, we saw it and we say this is a bomb. The governor got to decide, no, it's a illegal miner. More than almost a month now. In the next 5 days, it will be a month. Our brother that died in the incident of the bomb blast, his body has been returned back to London, where he will be given a befitting burial. He died in that bomb blast. He still have a mother. He has a wife. I saw the wife and I said to the wife, may his soul continue to rest in peace. When I went there to also be part of the family friends after the week of the incident. He has children. He has network of friends. He lives in a society here that even if a bomb blast was going to happen, at least we will know that the security have done so much. The governor left your own area exposed to somebody from Mali. Till date, we don't have a face. That is the country that you want. We will destroy everything to join Loju. It's just a matter of time. If you can't hear me properly, increase your volume from your own side. I've already told you it is still early in the hours of the morning and I'm controlling the audio. Despotic. When people have unlimited power over other people and they often using it unfairly and cruelly. Is that not what Buhari did to us? Buhari Oloshi. The same Tinubu brought Buhari. Buhari makes use of the power. So when they are all screaming like Tinubu should make use of the power, but we hope that it will be in the directive that will support the breakup of Nigeria. Because some of you, like Wole Soyinka, say, I'm not going to speak until after 1 year. Why must he wait for 1 year? So Wole Soyinka is waiting for every Yoruba people to be killed before he comes out and start talking now. He kept his mouth shut when they should be speaking out. The same thing goes to so many of them. Baba Akintoye is now coming out back to back telling us that we should get the hell out of this shithole country you all call Nigeria. And maybe we should just play the last part of what Baba Akintoye said during the engagement yesterday to wrap it up. I will still be coming back to Belgium in my next program so that we can talk about it. If you have not watched the most exclusive interview of all time called the interview between Russia president and Tucker, you should go and do that because it's going to be interesting. Let's listen to Baba Akintoye. This was his address. I won't be able to play everything, but let's just listen to a little bit of it. I want to start from where we can. I just want to, let's listen to Baba Akintoye.
The over-centralization has destroyed local and regional initiatives and regional contributions and inputs in the economy. The over-centralization has placed the affairs of Nigeria, the economic life of Nigeria, in the hands of the federal government. And that has meant that the federal government is always overburdened. And the overburdening has resulted in incompetence, inefficiency, waste, and the most odious corrupt culture in the world.
Let's just listen to it anyway. Don't have to say it. Let's listen.
So, it has reached a bottom now. Thank God to a man called Buhari, who was a product of the Fulani culture by excellence, and who tries to use everything in the federal power to build up the Fulani war machine against the rest of us. Trillions of naira and dollars stolen from the Nigerian treasury for the Fulani war chest. Weapons upon weapons upon weapons, including bombs and so on. The result of which that the fighters for Fulani domination, the conquerors the would-be conquerors of Nigeria have become so abominably confident that they are now declaring openly war against the rest of us. On January 24 and again on January 26, they issued two declarations of war. They said they do not accept Tinubu is the elected president of Nigeria is not their president because he is not Fulani and is not manifestly succumbing to Fulani demands. They say that they are going to invade Aso Rock, the seat of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that they will take the seat of government, and from there they will organize the conquering of the rest of Nigeria. They said the federal government must not make the mistake of arresting any Fulani man in the process of this conquest. That the Fulani are going to use more guns like the one they used in Ibadan. And nobody must arrest any Fulani man for it. So they said they are going to overrun the south, the middle belt, and even Hausa land in the northwest. For the first time, we are hearing them declaring war against the Hausa land because they already controlled Hausa land. Now they say they are going to crush Hausa land all over again. And they said they will do in the middle belt what they have been doing in South Sudan. When they said, when we were in power in Kaduna State, the things that we did to Southern Kaduna, we will do it to all of the South, the middle belt and South. How can anybody, and meanwhile it is not empty talk, at least in Yoruba land, we know it is not empty. A part of the middle belt, some of the most heinous atrocities are being committed today. On one single weekend, more than 200 people were killed in a group of villages near Jos in Plateau State, and the killing has continued. I know that in the Yoruba Southwest, they have killed people, they have destroyed farms, they killed some farmers in the very area, and when the police went there to investigate, they killed the guy, the family man who was taking the police there, and they killed the police also. Then, after their declaration, they have kidnapped important Yoruba people. They have killed 4 others. It's not 3 others. I got the news just as I sat here 20 minutes ago that they have now killed a 4th other in Koiki State. The other of Ife in Koiki State. They kidnapped they found themselves in the palace of one other. And when they could not kidnap him, they killed him. And then they kidnapped his wife and took her away. 14 school boys, 14 school students were returning from school, going back home. They stopped the bus and kidnapped all the 14 and took them into the forest. On a terrible part of the road from Ado-Ekiti to Akure in Ondo State, they stopped all the vehicles coming and kidnapped 35 people and took them into the forest.
Sure. Unbelievable.
They are sending a terrible notice to us, or a terrible message that nobody is safe anymore in Yoruba land.
Well, I'm going to leave it like that because I have to end the program. But let me appreciate everyone till Darapomawala Roy so that you know that you are all well spotted. If I'm reading out, that means I want to more comment one here. If I don't call your name, it's because maybe you didn't put a comment. You just decide to watch. You probably don't want to comment. Let me start with KOIKIMEDIA Oduduwa, where we are streaming from. I say good morning. Adekola Shudigan Eshigoni. Baba mi, Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Peter Oladele. Good morning. Thank you so much. Iyami Dada, Iyawa, Iyabo, Lubumi Oluwole. I love you so much, Iyami, because you are always with us for the last 3 years. We started with some of our beautiful mothers. We appreciate them. All of a sudden, they went with Onitiri, this woman we they never see. I mean, I saw Igbowo. We felt him. I ate in the same pot with Igbowo, Onitiri, that some of you will never see. And all of a sudden, I know to declare country for you. You're a bomb bastard. Onitiri rí tẹ́ mọ̀ bí tó wà you know. How did we and you see this idiot? I thought some of us that we started the movement, we are intelligent people. All of a sudden, people came in and say, I want to Onitiri kan. Go and ask, where's Ayo Brown now? All this Oloshi woman. Where's Ayo Brown now? Bomb bastard. Ayo Brown that say, òun bọ́ra níwò òun ṣépè fún bàbá ẹ̀. Ṣépè fún bàbá Akintoye. Níbo la wà lẹ́ni nísìn? They've all gone quiet because they know that Onitiri has nothing to offer. Ìlara ló ṣe gbogbo wọn because wọ́n fẹ́ accept pé bàbá Akíntóyè ni leader Yorùbá nation. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ pé Onítìrì lẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire. Àtẹ̀rò pé yàn gidi ni gbogbo yín tẹ́lẹ̀. Bomb bastard all over the place. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ kẹ́ bú bàbá Akíntóyè, èpè ní máa fún gbogbo yín. Idiot. People that I met in the rally tí gbogbo àjọ rò pé yàn ní gbogbo wa, all of a sudden ẹ wá sọ fún mi pé àtẹ̀lé Onítìrì ó ti declare Yorùbá nation ó ń gbàdé labour. Ẹ̀yin wèrè all over the place. Bomb bastards. Má pè mí ọmọ yìí. So, my pick video yẹn. Moki Babawa Nuruddin. Let me wear my glasses back because it's straining my eyes too much on the laptop. Benny, Kakakemi ku Enyilema Kudano. So that is on that. Let's move to the next Facebook page, which is Koiki Media. Shout out to all our Biafras. I spot some of you listening in the Twitter space. Prince Adebayoshi to say good morning, big boss. Thank you so much. And those of you that will be watching later, if you cannot donate, at least share the program to your friends and family. Break up Nigeria and save lives. Mr. Okwe Akala, Okwe Akala is greeting you. Afi greeting now, Benton greeting kan Eshegoni. Adekunle Rahman, thank you so much. I spot your comment there as well. Ayomi Kundamiju, as usual, I wake those in America up. What is the website again? The website is called www.yorubanation.org. People, don't worry, you share Facebook and share. All my platforms on Facebook, 3 of them is to all our brothers and sisters in the Christendom. Please, whenever we are speaking, I'm going to correct one of my comrades yesterday. I'm not going to mention his name. Stop comparing anything and say, even if Jesus come back, we cannot fix Nigeria. Please desist from saying such words. It's like saying, we cannot fix Nigeria. We use other references, please, especially because we are not fighting because of religion, but those kind of utterances become a little bit uncomfortable for those that are Christians. Anybody that wants to be Christian, you're good to be Christian. If you want to be Muslim, if you want to be like Babalawo like me, or if you want to be 3 in 1 like me, I am 3 in 1. 40 plus, nobody can tell me what religion I should follow and not to follow. If you're still of the view that it is one religion that is going to be the one that will save you, you are fooling yourself. Just save humanity. That is the most important and critical part of human being. Mr. Matthew Idowu, thank you so much. Okpe, my brother, a friend, and also one of our comrades in Koiki Media. We need 5 Okadas as quickly as possible. I'm begging you. Yesterday, we have to get one Okada to go to where the incident happened for reportage. So please, Moki Alhaji Mohid Mubarak Idris, Salamu alaikum, Moki gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa nínú Olúwa, àwọn tó ní kúnkúṣì lọ́wọ́, ẹ bá wa máa fi kúnkúṣì ránṣẹ́ sáwọn olórí burúkú politician, kọ́sùn kan máa jí mọ́ láyé wọn. Bomb bastards. Ní dá fún gbogbo yín. Ó kù díẹ̀ ní kí Igboho máa wálé. Tó bá wálé kẹ́ wá gbé. Ikú máa pa gbogbo yín ni. Mr. Celeb Ayoramide Oluwolabi, thank you so much. Anytime we are lot of Aluka, I'm going to check those comments and see if there's anything. Let me appreciate those of you on YouTube as well quickly before we start winding down. Quite a lot of you this morning, as usual. Shout out to those of you on the MixLR, my own and brother, Ogumola Abiodun, Comrade Plan B. I say anytime I'm coming home, I will go to Buka with you. If you like, put juju inside the food, we go eat together. I love you to the fullest. I'm talking about Abiodun Ogumola. Iyami Grace Olushoto, I just cite you. I hope the family is good. Iyawa Grace Olushoto, the sister lost a brother, a son somewhere. I'm not going to mention the name of the country, not Nigeria. The body will be returned back to UK. A lot of us are going through different things in our life, but we are managing it as well. So I know some of you are watching quietly, especially in Theatre Bombas. Change oruko. If you comment, koni da fún gbogbo yín. Ibo lo ní tìrì gbé yín lọ nísìn. Ọbí yín. Mo ní Igboho ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ Yoruba nation. Ẹ̀yin olóṣì. Onítìrì kọ́ onítìrì ni. Juliet Osin, I cite you there. Gani Oloyede, Àṣírí Mórí Ẹ̀ńbẹ̀. Thank you so much. Talotu Wanibe. Frank Smokey, you say, can I talk louder? I told you I'm operating from home. Motijia Umile already. My complaint about us okay. Peter Pan. The greatest miracle the world will witness is when Africans will wake up. Thank you so much. I saw somebody putting all kind of, I don't know what it is. I took them out because it looks like it's become a spam. So, I don't know whether they are Yorubas or not. Mr. Samuel Adeyemi, shout out to you. Martins, these are Koiki Media team working quietly behind the scene. Prince Ayo, Tabarento fún Alokada. Even if it's a second hand, I'll take it. If you want anything to send to me from abroad, sometimes it could be too expensive. Maybe you should just give us the money so that we can buy it. Send me US, but I will figure out Koiki. I don't think I can afford it. It's too much. And I understand, and what can we do? So if you can give us the money, I can buy it. The one I can buy here, I ship it to Nigeria, or I can buy it in Nigeria. So we need a lot of gadget to work with. Iyewumi Mukinyi, Triple DRS, all the way in Woolwich. Mr. John West say, farting the bathtub and inviting the bubbles when they're coming. Thank you so much. I believe that is a proverb. Jacob Deji, how ready are we? Go and ask the next person next to you. Mabimikwe, how ready? How ready are you? I can't even see your face in the also small layer. Some of you are even scared to put your face out. How ready are we? Go and ask Bola Tinubu. In Yoruba, teti beru. Iberu ti pa gbogbo yin. Ikú gan iti de ti beru. Iberu ló pa gbogbo yin. How ready are we? Kunle Bakers, wọ́n ti fún mi ní $20 láàárọ̀ yìí. Tó bá ti gbórí wọlé mo máa ń mọ̀. Ó dẹ̀ tó jọ́ mẹ́ta. Torí ẹ̀gàn máa fi ṣe program tó mọ̀ kó tó bá ti wà lórí program fún mi lówó. Ìjáyà pọ̀ rí ó tó jọ́ mẹ́ta. My brother in the truth. Shola Demi Olawumi Muki Eshegoni. Mr. Lawale Taiwo, good morning. J Wire, thank you so much. Somebody said there's no sound. Bialato Donyi, Mr. Aziz. Tony Ages in Belgium, shout out. Abiodun, we are not ghosts, we are all human beings on this platform. Alaja Okun Momopenlewa ni be lati aja. Omoto Sholawumi, gbogbo àwọn platforms Moki. Tony Adigun Moki, Ayola, Ayepola Moki, Idoweni Afe, all this fake prophecy. We have original ones, but we have too many fake. Yawa Comfort Adile Moki, I believe my mom is back to bed because she normally sleeps in the morning. She will watch this program. I love her too much. And also all my children and my wives. Mustafa Lawal, thank you so much for watching. Johnson, Olakpade Adeni, thank you so much. Sulaiman Adegun, Babame David Adegoke, and Tobati Fumalowori, this is the time to also dip your hands in your pocket and give us that money. We need the money. Boboye Temidayo, shout out to you. Adebayo Latif, Frank Dudu was the first person to say good morning this morning. Let me check this platform before we go. and I appreciate those here as well. And Jorin, Oni Baba Agbalagba, Baba Agbalagba, thank you so much. And Taiwo Thomas, Olumaba Wakbelwe, all these are very, very difficult time for most of our people that are back home. And I think I've captured everybody. If I didn't capture you, please don't take it personal. For those of you on the Instagram, Yami some okay, I'm Bolanle. I'm not for Onitiri if I'm not. Mommy mi ti bínú tán. Wọ́n ní Koiki abeg èmi ò ń ṣe onítìrọ o. I understand. No, sometimes I know people don't want to comment, but you're there. Ẹ ti dẹ́rìn pa mí, báwo làwọn àwọn sisters mi kan, àwọn mọ́mì mi kan, tájọ wà ní rally, tájọ dọwọ́ wa mú ọ̀gàrà wa, àwa dẹ̀ táwọn síra wa, táwọn bára wa. I know they'll come back home, but it's up to them to decide when to come back. Dúpọ̀ Onítìrí has nothing to offer. She was just, a distraction to the movement. But we understand, it's part of the game that these politicians they put out. But time will tell, so we understand. So if you're not commenting, definitely you're not Onitiri. Baba Stephen Ido, shout out to you. So Ejekin Lawson, dear Pada, I'll come back again for a full Sunday broadcast. But for now, let's end the program, and I appreciate every single one of you. Oriron TV, thank you so much. So we play the anthem, and we will come out of this program. At least it will be very easy for people to watch. It's under 2 hours. Yoruba, we are still on the right track. Whatever it is, God is in control. And as all of us remember, we say, what God cannot do does not exist. Nigeria has come to its expiration date, and we will tear it apart, and everybody will have peace of mind, and we will be able to say we are all going to be free from the shackles of the British Empire. I'm a BTC. Hey, I don't miss you, but I'll play back. All right, shout out, definitely. That's the beauty of technology. You can rewind. Thank you so much. Let me also go back and rest a little bit, and I'll come out again later. Moki buboyin, moki àgbàlagbà, moki àgbàlagbà, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn yé àwọn àgbàlagbà, moki àgbàlagbà, ẹ jẹ́ ká rọ́nà lọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká rọ́nà lọ. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà on all our security agencies. Please make sure you prepare yourself for the upcoming event this month. Gbogbo yín pátápátá la invite OPC, Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà, Ọlọ́dẹ, everybody. Let's make it down to Igboho. I don't have money to give anybody, but try to be there so that we can all have good time, and then we can go back home. And I say thank you so much. Mr. Perry, bye for now. To my family for enduring me all the time, thank you so much. Bye for now. Thank you. Kagbega, Kagbega, ìgbàgbọ́ ni bá ti bẹ̀rù, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣiṣẹ́ yìí, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ìṣọ̀kan ní kẹjẹ, tẹ̀síwájú, kọ̀kọ́ ire, àtẹ̀yìn, ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Odùduwà, bọ́ sí ipò, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ adúláwọ̀, àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Shout out to Easy all the way in Miami. One love. Gbogbo yín pátápátá. Bye for now. Ọ̀ṣọ́gbọ́n Yàrá Grace Olùṣètò. Bye for now. Madam Yomi Tola Kende Odabo. Mr. Sonke, yeah, that's okay. Bye for now. Mr. Mustafa Lawa, bye for now.